Questions 1 through 3. Listen to the lecture and answer the questions.
Good morning, class. Today we're going to explore the psychological effects of remote work. More and more people are working from home, and this shift has brought both positive and negative effects on mental well-being.
Professor, what are some of the positive effects people experience?
Great question. One of the most noticeable benefits is increased job satisfaction. Many employees enjoy the flexibility that remote work provides. Without the need to commute, they save time and money, which can help reduce stress. Also, people can set up their workspaces the way they like, choosing their own music, lighting, or room temperature. And, of course, not needing to wear formal clothes every day can make work feel more comfortable and relaxed.
I feel like people would work less if they were at home.
Actually, some people say they are more productive at home because there are fewer office distractions. They no longer have to attend meetings or have casual chats that interrupt their focus. However, this isn't true for everyone. Some workers struggle with discipline and time management when working remotely without direct supervision.
Are there any downsides?
Definitely. One major negative effect is the feeling of isolation. People who work from home, especially those living alone, may feel lonely or disconnected from their coworkers. Without daily face-to-face interaction, it becomes harder to build team spirit or feel part of a company's culture.
I've also heard that it's hard to stop working when you're at home. Is that true?
Absolutely. Another issue is the blurred line between work and personal life. At home, there's often no clear end to the workday. Some employees feel they need to be constantly available, even outside of regular work hours. Over time, this can lead to stress, anxiety, or even burnout.
So remote work really affects people in different ways.
Exactly. For some, it brings more freedom and focus. For others, it creates new pressures. That's why it's so important to understand how remote work affects our mental health and to find ways to stay balanced.
Questions 4 through 6. Listen to the lecture and answer the questions.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to explore an important question. How effective is remote learning for different age groups? Since the COVID-19 pandemic, remote learning has become a major part of education, but its impact varies depending on the learner's age and stage of development. Let's begin with young children in elementary school. For this group, remote learning has been especially challenging. Children at this age are still developing basic skills such as reading, writing, and math. These skills often require hands-on activities and close interaction with teachers, which are difficult to provide in an online setting. In addition, young children tend to have shorter attention spans and may find it hard to stay focused without the physical presence of a teacher guiding them. Moving on to teenagers in middle and high school, the results are more mixed. Teenagers are generally more comfortable using digital tools, but many still need structure and supervision to stay focused. In a virtual classroom, it's harder for teachers to monitor students or keep them engaged. As a result, some students become less motivated and feel disconnected from the learning process. Now let's look at college students. In general, remote learning works better for this group. University students are more independent and better at managing their own time. They usually have clear goals, which helps them stay motivated. However, the lack of face-to-face interaction can affect the overall learning experience. For example, it's more difficult to form study groups or build relationships with professors and classmates when everything is online. Finally, let's consider adult learners. For adults, one of the main advantages of remote learning is flexibility. They can access course materials at any time, which is helpful for those with work or family responsibilities. Still, balancing study with a busy life can be difficult. After a long workday, it's often hard to stay focused or complete assignments on time. It's also important to remember that education is not only about academics. Schools and universities help students build social skills, friendships, and confidence. These are harder to develop through remote learning, which makes the experience less complete for learners of all ages.
Questions 7 through 10. Listen to the lecture and answer the questions.
Good afternoon, class. Today, we're going to talk about a new way to receive health care. Many people face challenges when trying to see a doctor. Some live far from hospitals or clinics. Others have health conditions that make travel difficult. Many have busy schedules and cannot take time off work. In some places, especially in rural areas, there are not enough doctors or specialists. These problems can make it hard for patients to get the care they need. One important solution to these problems is telehealth. Telehealth means receiving medical care through video calls, phone calls, or online platforms. It became popular during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it continues to grow as a modern way to connect patients and doctors. Telehealth makes health care more accessible for people who might otherwise struggle to get medical care. Those living in remote or rural areas can connect with doctors without needing to travel long distances. Patients with limited mobility or serious health conditions can avoid the stress and difficulty of leaving home. For these individuals, telehealth opens the door to regular care that might not be possible otherwise. Mental health care is also easier with telehealth. Many people feel more relaxed when speaking to a therapist from home. Online therapy removes the stress of traveling and makes it easier to find a mental health professional, especially in areas with limited services. Another advantage of telehealth is that it saves both time and money. Busy people can schedule quick appointments during a lunch break or after work without needing to take time off or sit in waiting rooms. It also helps families save on extra costs such as transportation, parking, or childcare. For many, telehealth makes healthcare easier to manage around a busy schedule without disrupting daily routines. The results are clear. Telehealth has many advantages. It improves access to care, saves time and money, and provides a more flexible and comfortable experience for both physical and mental health needs. As technology continues to improve, telehealth will likely become an even bigger part of healthcare. It may not replace in-person visits completely, but it is one solution for many of today's healthcare challenges.